Hey guys, okay, so today we're doing a get ready with me, and I thought while I got ready I would answer some questions because I feel like the videos lately that I've done here have been very specific and we haven't just gotten to like talk and chat. And sometimes I feel like after 15 years here, all of the this looks spooky, all of the videos that we've done and Q&As and whatever it is, right? I'm like, do you even have any more questions to ask? You know, like what? Okay. But anyways, I thought it would be fun. You guys, L&M, you guys know she's like one of my best friends, but her clothing line's insane, and I love these new sweaters. And I also brought this in too to show you. You saw this in my stories the other day. Even if you think that maybe, like, and I'm not super girly in how I dress or frilly or whatever, this isn't really that. You might look at it and think it would be like kind of hard to put together. This I have been throwing on over everything, and it is the perfect, just like staple item. So nice. And then this one as well, which is made kind of like this, or cut kind of like this. I just threw it on with some bike shorts. And anyway, like I always have to like explain the hair before we start, but I'm like, listen, just don't even worry about it, okay? Let's go. So I'm gonna put my phone up so I can see these things, because like, is this a good idea? Should I be doing my makeup and talking at the same time? Because we know sometimes I ramble and I end up looking real intense where the makeup's concerned, or I just say things without thinking and whatever. That might be great too. Okay. I've been very snipply now. Okay, not that you'll care. Okay, you don't want to hear about it. Okay. My skin's been good. I haven't been doing my makeup a whole lot, but I feel like what has been really the biggest, okay, this is not even, I don't even have any of that left. Okay, so this is probably definitely going to be the wrong color. Number 5, no, I think I've done that before. Okay, I don't know, lighter than the other one. Okay, a link to everything that I'm using. This is the Luminous Silk. But anyways, the main thing is that I have not been doing eyeshadow. I cannot even remember. It's not the best hairstyle for makeup because I can't remember the last time I wore eyeshadow, other than like, you know, in the last couple videos, like I just have not been wearing eyeshadow. And in my last couple of videos, really that's like the only time I've been doing a lot of makeup, or like any makeup lately. Other than just like, I'll get up in the morning if I have somewhere to go, like I'll put on a little bit of concealer, some lip balm, okay? And I'll link to my brow and my lash serum because I feel like I haven't even needed like mascara. But what's really interesting is like, I put on some eyeshadow and I was like, okay, like, hey girl, there you are. Maybe like try not to wear makeup for a few days, then put it on, you'll feel real good. Okay, so now it's like fully 8 a.m. and I'm like, I am going to just really get fancy every single day because I feel good. I'm sure that's gonna wear off at some point, but okay, so I asked some questions, you guys, and I thought I would give some answers because I feel like a lot of personal things, and you know, Brad and I basically have not a Q&A, but it's like that feeling every week on our podcast, and we talk about that a lot, and we just talk about so many different things, but I haven't really done a lot of that here lately or talked about a lot of personal things. So, okay, I'm just gonna go through the questions in order of which I got them. I don't know if this is backwards order. Yeah, this might be backwards order. Okay, whatever, it's in an order. Okay, so it says, how do you store, and this is, how do you store your 19 bag? I don't want to damage my chain marks. Just tuck the chains inside of your bags and just like use your common sense about like how to set them up, you know? Put some stuffing in them. What do you think about your new car? Looking into one of my new specifics in my birthday post on my Instagram. See, I told you guys I'm just going to town with this makeup. I'm gonna like really be real thick step today. On my birthday, I posted that picture, and like even in the past, like when I got a new car or whatever, I'm not one to like put a bow on it and but who cares? Like, what does I even, but I fully did. It was my birthday, and it's not why I got it. For 3 years, I had my GLE, which is the best SUV on the planet. So fuel efficient, so safe. The back seat's roomier than the bigger GL, which I had before, which is the biggest Mercedes SUV, which was a tank, a gas guzzler. And honestly, they make the back seat smaller to make room for the third row and the cargo. I don't need a third row. GLE has a huge cargo area. I'm fully like car salesmaning you this car right now. And I don't need a third row, so it doesn't have that. Okay, whatever. I think they do have an option for that. Okay, who cares? Love that car so much. The interior was just perfect and it was amazing. And it was due for its like big service or whatever. We didn't have any intention of getting another car. We took it in and there was like a pretty big problem with the headlights, which it was a 2020. I got it in 2019 before they were like evening on the road of like the new body style. So that's always fun, like when you get something like that. But they're everywhere now. But my point of saying that, I'm showing this so that when I'm linking, I can know what I'm using. Because sometimes I get myself confused when I'm watching this back to like listings for you guys. So anyways, not a big deal. I mean, they were gonna fix it, but it was under warranty. But the thing is like currently, like if you look at cars and stuff, the prices are kind of insane and things have kind of gone through the roof. And I said, well, you know, I was just curious. I was looking around and I thought, you know, I don't know if it was that first model year or what, but there were like some kinks and some things, but there was nothing else I wanted. Literally no other car I wanted. People always talk about a G-Wagon. I don't know why everybody just goes to that. It's such like a status mobile. But really, if you talk to anyone at Mercedes and if you really look at them and drive them, they're like clunky-dunks. Like they're so clunky. I love how mine is like, or any car, like any Mercedes, any nice car nowadays, any brand, like just it feels good when you shut the door and like just the inside. But they're made like just tanks and they're made to be taken off road. They're built like to not, like, I don't know, they're just built for like combat. But suburban moms are like driving them all over town and it's just, it makes no flipping sense. The back seat is like this, the seats are so hard and it doesn't have a lot of the options that other ones have. So I don't get it. I mean, I get that they're like handmade and stuff, but the AMGs are too. Some of the engine, okay, whatever. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so mine, GLE has a coupe version, which I don't really like, and then it has like the SUV version, which is what I have, and the coupe version of the AMG, which my first one was not an AMG, that wasn't even available. They weren't even making the AMGs yet in that model when I bought mine. But it's interesting because it's easy to find the GLE coupe AMGs, but it's harder to find the actual SUV like mine, and they had one. And I fell in love with it. Like it was in the showroom and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is gorgeous. And again, it was my exact car. It was a GLE, but it was new. And so it was a few years newer, but it was the AMG. It was black on black, had everything, but it didn't have like a lot of their black cars or their, you know, whatever, have that like brown interior. And I don't like that. The last one was like that light color. Are we talking too much about this car? Anyways, I just fell in love with it. I asked him, well, how much would you give me for mine? And it was a lot because car prices are like, which kind of sucks because probably wasn't the best time to buy one, but it kind of ended up being like not that bad because they gave me a lot for mine. So I was like, okay, thank you. And I will be gone now. Bye-bye. Going to like the service. Because I was driving a loaner for like 4 days. My other one was being fixed anyways. And I'm like emptying out all the junk in the car and I'm like, bye, you know, getting into Grwm was so fun. It was exciting. But I like it. And it was, again, like I said, it was the same exact model. It's an AMG and it's newer. But I really, really love the GLEs if you're looking for an SUV. I mean, AMG or not, doesn't matter. What do you call the nachos with the lettuce? Those are nachos with lettuce. It's the nachos Bel Grande from Taco Bell with no beans, add lettuce. How do you manage a positive relationship of many years, or what advice can you give? Well, follow our podcast because we have a lot, and I'm not going to mention the podcast again, okay? I'm not trying to like promote the podcast because we've got plenty of people over there and we are like, it's a lot, okay? But if you haven't joined, it would be fun if you want to follow along. But anyways, a positive relationship, well, you can't have perfection as an expectation. I mean, in certain things, okay? Because, you know, but I just feel like where relationships are concerned, you have to give as much as you expect. Keep it interesting. Keep it spicy. We talk about that a lot in the podcast. I don't know, just whatever you want, you know, what you would want in a relationship, you've got to give that too. You know, you can't expect, I don't know, you can expect to be treated like a queen or get everything that you want or whatever it is in your relationship if you're not doing the same for your partner, okay? Where are the chairs from? You think it's, okay, because I posted a photo in my dining room. They're from Ballard. I have linked to those many times, and I will again. One pair of shoes forever. What's it going to be? Something casual. I don't know. That's so hard. I love shoes, but I'm not like a shoe obsessive person. Like I like the ones that I have, but it would probably just be something casual and flat. I'll be honest with you, Chanel flats, not even the espadrilles, but just the ballet flats. I have one pair. They are so comfortable. Where's a pair of flip-flops? I don't even know. I mean, do you ever wonder how your life would be different if you stayed being a teacher? We've, again, a podcast about our entire, like what we've done back to back, like from work, and it's not anything we've ever talked about, and it's not what you'd expect. And I do talk about that and why that ended. And it wasn't that I quit anything or that it was just this opened up. And, you know, I like to think, I hate when people do that, when they touch it with this so fully. I know you're cringing, but this is almost out and I've just kind of given up on it. I'll be honest with you, I just can't think like that, because would it have been different? I mean, would you have made more or less? I mean, about money-wise, sure, like maybe we'd be doing something different altogether. Maybe we would have started something else. Maybe it would have led to who knows what. But I don't really equate like that with life. I mean, we would have had a family and life would have been just as good. I don't know, but I'm so happy that I'm able to do this. Are you considering having another baby? Oh my God. I'm pushing 40, and not that there's anything wrong with that, and have the babies until you're like 50 or 100. Don't care. Who cares? It's not my business. But that's just not something that I think I would want to do. And we've talked about that a lot too. So, and I mean, again, I hate to keep saying like we've talked about it, but we've talked about it. I think in my last video, actually, I do have one that's like, it says like baby number 2 or something, which I know that sounds so cringy and clickbaity, but it was a question someone asked in, I think, my last Q&A several months ago, and I really got in depth on that. So, do you have an exercise routine? I don't, but I hate to say that because I don't want to say, oh, I just done exercise. I think what it is I am a person that's realistic about, okay, well, I'm not hitting the gym every day, so I do need to be more aware of like health and things that I put into my body, and just staying active in general. And I know that's so stupid to say, oh, I just am active. Like, but yeah, I do try to be as active as possible. I feel like especially over the summers, like I feel like swimming has really helped. I know that sounds so dumb. It's not just like recreationally going out there every now and then. Like I really do make it a point to go out there and really just like get by myself and like turn it into a workout. And you may not think like, I don't know, it's just, it doesn't seem like a workout, you know what I mean? Because I cannot stick to a thing, and I am not anyone that likes to go to a gym, and I hate working out on machines, and just feels like a sentence or something. Like it just feels like a punishment, so I hate it. Been watching since the closet days. What would you be doing if you weren't doing social YouTube? No clue. But we do a lot of other things. So this isn't our number one or only thing. And again, we talk about that a lot too. What has contributed to your long-term success in your career? I don't know. Do I have long-term success in my career? What does that even mean? Right? And again, I'm not even going to mention the podcast anymore, but we've really, if you guys, my point is, I don't even care if you listen or not. I mean, I do because I love you guys. But if you're curious about these things, you would love it over there. Long-term success in your career, though, I feel for me, it's not comparing myself to anyone else, staying in my lane, which is all anyone can and should do. You know, that is not even about social media, YouTube, you know, people that make a job out of this. That is in every single lane of life. And you will be so much happier. I have been so content in the last couple years, since becoming a mom especially, but you see a lot. We are inundated with comparison, with what is this person doing? What is my house supposed to look like? But wait a minute, am I supposed to be? If you let go of that and really just live a life of like gratitude, and I mean, your life will change. What has contributed? Okay, I already read this. Name of the Rowan eyeshadow palette you use. Okay, this is another thing, you guys. This was, if This is kind of what got me out of eyeshadow. I mean, look, it's exciting when I do eyeshadow now because I'm like, ooh, hey, lady. But this is good. This one is like just the lazy eyeshadow palette where you can, and it looks so good. It's Gold Lust. There's that. What is in your purse? I'll do what's in my bag soon. Hi from Australia. Hello. What are your goals by 40? Well, I don't have much time. No, 2 years. Let's relax. Goals by 40. You know, it's interesting talking about goals. And we're going to get deep here for a second because I really want to blow through as many of these as possible. But you know, I get hung up on a few things. And this is one that I think it bears that. So we have someone, I promise this has to do with the question, you know, our financial advisor or whatever. And, you know, I remember we used to do these meetings and I think maybe he didn't know us as much as he does now. He would do these big things like, what are your goals? Like, don't you want to travel? Like, you can't even imagine like where, you know, what it's like to travel. And I'm thinking, or I've gone to this many states in the United States and we went to this and that. I'm thinking, well, that's great. He really likes Montana. He really likes his places. But I didn't want to sound like a dick, but finally I did. And I just said, you know what? We're at a point where, and I don't want to sound again like but like, I've learned that making money, once you make a lot of money, or once you make money, once you have the means to do all those things, once you have traveled, I've traveled internationally, I've gone almost everywhere in the United States. Brad and I have been on fabulous vacations. We've made, you know, if you view success in a monetary way, if you can buy certain things or whatever, once you do that, you realize, yeah, I like that. That's fun. That's a nice way to live. Do what you want to do. But that has nothing to do with my goals. My goals, when I think, okay, what are my retirement goals? What's my goals by 40? It's not like, oh, I want to go on a vacation and see the world, or I want to do this or that, or I want to have enough money to do that. That's great. And of course, those are things in my life that I do see happening. Like, I would like to do those things, but I've already done a lot of those things. You know, I was doing those things in my 20s, and that's not realistic, but I'm saying, I think take of that from me and say, like, someone who has had like things or whatever you view that, like financial success, whatever, you realize that that doesn't become the goal. The goal is comfort and being able to do whatever the heck I want to do. And that doesn't mean like living some lavish lifestyle. I think you'd be surprised, or maybe not. I don't know. To think like I'm pretty simple. We live very within our means. I don't care about things, or I want a nice looking house, but I could have like a tiny little cottage and make it beautiful and live just as happily. It's not about, oh, I want to get to this point where I can buy this kind of house or this kind of car. I would give all that away in a second. I love to be able to do that, and I will, but it's like, it's not what's important. And to me, the goals are, whenever I think of like the dream for the future, it's growing old with my family, having my child be happy, like doing things with her, seeing her hit milestones in life, and sharing experiences with her and my husband, and just being happy. And I think it's good to have goals, but I think I've done a really good job of setting them and getting them, or not even setting them, but just working toward things. And I feel like I'm in a good place. And my goals are just to keep living an honest, like good, happy life. I feel like good things happen. And I don't know, where would you ever move to a different house? We've had many times where we've considered that. Again, we've kind of broken that down. But again, like we live in such a nice area. We've had times where we've thought, oh, we'll build something new, or we went through all that. But at the end of the day, like I'm not a person that wants a bigger house. If we moved, I'd probably get a smaller house. I mean, it's not even about that. It's just, yeah, sure, there's things, oh, I'd like to redo this, or I'd like a house that has this in it or whatever. But at the end of the day, that's not a reason to move. And I'm actually pretty smart about money, and something's paid for, and you see how expensive things are now, and there's no way I would want to buy a house right now. I mean, it's just insane. A couple years, you'll be glad you didn't. I mean, I hate to say that. But I feel like staying where we are, having that, like, I mean, of course, like things are worth so much now, like you could honestly do really well if we sold the house, but it's like, I love this house so much. And again, like, where are you going to go? Like, everything's so flippin' expensive. And I mean, I'm not a sucker. Okay. Did you see the vision of where YouTube would be today? Did you know deep down it would be, it's a long one. I can't see the whole question. How do you read the whole question? My gosh, I'm like useless with this. How do you see the question? No, when I started this, I did it not to, and you guys know this, I didn't have a vision for YouTube. I had a vision of like, let me be myself and like share some information and make some friends and like be social on the internet. I don't know what I was thinking. When you first started in the closet, what gave you the motivation to upload? If you read some of these, people would be like, what? Like your early days in the closet? Like what changed? No, like in my, you guys know what I mean? The motivation to upload. Well, first of all, I was very like, I didn't want anyone to know what I was doing. So it was very hidden. And I was honestly like kind of just embarrassed to even be doing it because at the time it was kind of shameful, just to be honest. I mean, people are accepting of it now, but it wasn't the case. I did it because I didn't give a you know what about what other people thought. And it was something I wanted to do. And I think with anything, a job, a career, a business you're gonna start, anything worthwhile, always starts like that. People are gonna look at you like you're nuts. People are gonna think you have lost your mind. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They don't live with you. They're not in your four walls. You're not supporting them. And you know what? Tune it all out. Who cares? I became so much happier when I just shut out all of that. Okay, any chance for baby number 2? I'm getting so many, no, baby number 2 doesn't exist, y'all. Okay. Have you ever had laser hair removal? And if so, can you share your experience? Many years ago, I did like many rounds and I don't have any hair anymore on my lip. I do a little like right here, but I don't have any hair. I don't, the bikini, like I could have probably done more, but I don't know. I mean, if you want to do it, try it. It's not like, just go to somewhere reputable. What kind of kid were you in high school? I was like a straight A perfectionist student. As far as like, I knew I had to make good grades, but I feel like it always came easy to me. I never studied, probably. I hate to even say that. I know that makes me sound like a douche, but I didn't, if you want me to be honest. I was never a studier, and I don't think I ever studied once in high school for anything. And college was kind of the same. I know that sounds nuts, but like I just never studied for stuff. And I always did pretty good. And my grades were never like, I was always an A student. I don't think I ever made a B in college because I was just like, I don't know. That's the thing, like, and you may be surprised because you're like, wow, look at you now. You're such a scholar. Look at what you're doing. So scholarly. So smart. That might surprise you. Or people say like, oh, this is grammatically incorrect. Yeah, I'm not writing a book. And if I did, it would be flippin' perfect, okay? I'm speaking and it's not a big deal. Like, we're not perfect here. But I'm just saying, I feel like I'm a smart person. I feel like in general, like I was always pretty like smart about stuff, like naturally. I hate to say that. But it came pretty easy to me. And I know that's like, again, something that's like, but honestly, like that's what school was like for me. So I was able to work a lot. I had friends, but I was never like the coolest kid. And I was always a little teased and made fun of because of certain things, how I looked, my eyebrows, your face looks funny. I never had always the coolest this or that, but sometimes like, especially when I was like, I don't know, I wasn't like the coolest. Shocking, I know, right? No, probably could have guessed that. But what is that hair? Weird, okay. All right, what else? Ooh, since we're here, let's contour. What's your favorite Disney memory? Probably, these Anastasia sticks are so good. I usually don't do this every day, and this might look insane because I don't really contour my nose a whole heck of a lot, but we're gonna try it. But I'm gonna show you what I do when I really just wanna go all out. And this isn't like a pretty contouring tutorial that you see online where people just do things to look good. This is like what actually works. Favorite Disney memory was when we took Olivia for the first time. And yeah, she was little, but that was great and that was special. But maybe not even that first trip of taking my child, but maybe like the trip after that, like where she was old enough to really kind of understand and really enjoy the fireworks. And it's like around every corner at Disney, when, for me at least as a mom, I just tear up all the time. Like, I hear the music, I see her face, I'm like seeing her be excited by everything, you know, and it's just such an experience, such a trip as a mom to take your kid to Disney for the first time. And oh my gosh, I don't know. Were you nervous to have a baby, beginning our families? Brad and I, you know, were together for so long before we had kids. Can you guys believe we're gonna be together for like 20 years? In 2004, it'll be 20 years. Isn't that nuts? But when we started our family, we had been together for maybe what? I don't know, 10 years. I don't even know. Yeah, we've been together a long time before. That's not right. Okay, whatever. I know, I'm not gonna do the math. But we've been together for a long time. And I'll be honest, like, having a kid really was not something, like, we always wanted kids. I always knew that. But we got married when we were 23. Got married pretty young, you know. We had so many years just by ourselves. And I think that was great because we worked out issues with us and our relationship, got to know each other, and not just like, boom, get married, have a baby, now let's know each other as parents. And then after you have a baby, it's like, well, now what? I think that can be really, you know, tricky sometimes to navigate. But I do feel like, I'll wipe off that darker color. I do feel though, like, you're never gonna fully be prepared. And I know, as crazy as that sounds, you know, we all wanna have all the information, read all the books, but you're never gonna be fully prepared. You know what I mean? If it's time, you'll know it's time. And it's nothing to be, oh my gosh, it's a serious thing, obviously. Especially not, like, it is a scary thing. No matter who you are, no matter what time of life you're gonna be in. So if it's purely like a fear thing, yeah, I mean, a lot can happen, and you just do the best you can. And once you get in the mix of it, right? You're pregnant, you just go to your appointments, you do the best you can, and you just hope for the best, take care of yourself. And, you know, you just do what you gotta do. Homebody or go out? I think both. I mean, I don't know. I do like my home. I like being at home and stuff. I mean, I think that's great. Yeah, I think it's just, I like both. And we talked about that this week, like introversion, extrovert. You hear people just throw that around all the time. I think some of the most social people are introverts. And some of, you know, like I said, the most, you know, extroverted people, you know, you might not, or just maybe not what you think as far as like how they act or their personality. It's just basically introversion, extroversion, whatever. It's just about like how those social situations affect you. You know, I can go out and be around a lot of people and it's fun, and that's great. But I think for me, most of the time, I think I am more of an introvert because I get drained by social situations if it's on me. Like if it's a thing where people are coming to do something with me, or like a meet and greet or something, or something I'm hosting, or, you know, that really drains me. And I think that's to say a little bit for everybody, you know, you're tired, but I don't ever think to myself like, okay, I really need to like recharge, I'm gonna go out, you know. I don't know, I love my home. I love being at home, but I don't know. I think I'm like right down the middle. I'm happy either way, but I am more of an introvert. I do find more peace and more like recharge at home, and I love going out and being social and stuff, but it's hard sometimes. Like, you know, it's like I'll do that and then I'm like, oh, okay, I need a break for a couple days. Your go-to Taco Bell order, I just said it. It's nachos Bob Grande with no beans, add lettuce, okay? Or Mexican pizza, which those are little flippin' hot commodities. Like those, like, good luck. I mean, good luck finding that. I feel like I did the makeup a lot quicker than I thought I would. If you could pick one designer bag, what would it be? It's tough because I have so many that I like, and I think that there's nothing more classic than just, you know, like a nice, you know, you think, oh, a Chanel flap or something, and I love those, but sometimes those can be like a little fussy. You know, you've got nicer ones, and I'll be honest, I've been carrying my black Birkin a lot, and I know that sounds like, oh, okay. I don't know, when I got it, I was like, you know, I babied it. I was really careful with it for obvious reasons, but it's a good size. It's not those big suitcasey ones, but I have really been enjoying that thing. And yeah, it gets marks on it. It gets like fingerprint. It's black. It's like the same exact looking leather as my car. Like when it's in my car, it's like the same, but it's that soft black leather, and I really like it. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy it, you know? But of course, like, you know, not so great in the rain. I mean, so let me think. If you were gonna pick one that would work all the time, It'd be that Prada nylon backpack. I love that bag so much. Again, were you nervous to have a baby? I didn't want to sound like, oh, just have it, who cares? It's just, yes, so flippin' nervous, so freaking clueless. We were so unprepared. Again, like, we did a birth story on here, which was very, like, happy, and oh, we're so in love, and with the baby, and you block out a lot of that stuff when you're in that, like, survival mode of the first couple weeks. You guys know what I'm talking about? And we did like a, what was it called? Like the real birth story. One of the early podcast episodes. But it's just one of those things where you're just never prepared. I feel like you can never be prepared. You just have to, if you're gonna do it, you just do it. I talked about the car. Can we see the whole schoolroom? It's right now, I don't have all of her things set up right now. I pulled out all the first grade stuff like earlier in the summer. And then of course she has her new curriculum for second grade, and that's kind of all sitting, and I've got to really get that going because we don't start, we start in early September. So, what are your tips for homeschooling? Again, we've covered that a lot on podcasts, but because we do a lot more family related things there and a lot of more like personal things there. But my tip is, just find a good curriculum that you love, mix and match. I can't just say, oh, pick this one company or the other, because I think most homeschool curriculum companies use a mix of different curriculums, but like there's certain ones that I hate, like the company that we use that sends us all the stuff. I really don't like the social studies or the science, so then I do something different for that. So you just kind of have to know that. And I think definitely my background in education, as tiny and minuscule as it was, and maybe just the type of person I am, I feel like I have really been good at the whole homeschooling thing. It's not hard. I don't want to say it's not hard. It's challenging, but it's not what I expected it to be, and it's nothing that I planned to do. The story of how we arrived there I'm not the person that ever believed in homeschool. I don't want to say believed, but yeah, there was a stigma, and I just never thought that I would be doing that. And I was nervous to tell people, oh, here's the thing. My number one tip for homeschooling, if you know you're going to do it, you're going to be great. You might have your doubts. I think that sometimes like, well, God, if it's all on me, like I want to give my child a good education during this time that we are homeschooling. Sure, she's probably going to do something later different, but for this time, I want to give her the best. And you're going to have those feelings, just like all moms do, or all parents do. Anyone that's caring for a child or doing anything really, you focus on, you really laser focus on your shortcomings, and you worry about those types of things. But my biggest tip would be, if you know that's what you're going to do, dive into it, and it will fall into place. You will find your groove. Don't give up when things get tricky, or I don't know. It'll be great, Can you show us the basement? Is it a workout area and podcast space? We do have kind of like a bar, a little living room, a podcast area that's basically on the little table down there. It's not like we have like a padded podcast studio or anything. Am I done? Look pretty good. Not bad for talking and doing this at the same time. But I'll answer the rest of these questions. Okay. I've been using a little bit of this like this, especially when I'm filming. I kind of notice that. Okay. It needs a lot. Like, we're not done with it yet. Like, I haven't even gotten the little stairwell painted, like going down. We did the basement ourselves. We painted it and everything. And we're going to get our friend to do it. And then we just ended up doing it ourselves little by little. The workout area now is kind of in the unfinished part. We changed a lot, like with certain rooms back there. I don't know. It's like, whatever. Handbag collection. I don't know. I've showed that a lot over the years. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable just doing that now. I feel like you kind of know, like I've showed things, but I don't know. Never say never. I might do another one. Weight loss tips. We're all different. And I do have some videos here that I've done about, and I mentioned that not always like, okay, I'm going to answer the question, just say I've already talked about it. But if you are into that, I do have really in-depth videos about that. Pretty recently, about health or what you consider. I guess my thing is, like, I just never want to say, like, oh, I do this, that, and the other, because I never want to tell somebody, like, exactly what to do. But it's just about listening to your body, being comfortable with yourself. I gained 68 pounds when I was pregnant, okay? And I didn't even know it. Like, I hate to say that. I knew it, but I just was in that delusion of, I'm pregnant, it's fine, you know? And it was fine. And I had a healthy baby and everything was great. But afterwards, yeah, it took some time. I didn't snap back overnight. I feel like I didn't show the weight gain a whole lot. But yeah, I was several sizes bigger, and I still am. You look at me now, I feel like my body is better than it was even before I had my baby. And that was 7 years ago, my baby, right? But I feel like I'm curvier. I'm not as bloated, you know, like I might be larger, or I might weigh more, or be a couple sizes bigger than I was before, but I feel like my body just looks better. I'm never gonna be like the size 20, and I don't want to be. I feel healthier now, at like a size 6, you know, and I just feel good about myself. And it's not even about weight loss. It's about being healthy. And if something does bother you, you know, changing your body doesn't always equate to, oh, well, you got to lose weight to be better. Sometimes it's, well, no, maybe it's just like getting your numbers in a certain place or feeling better, you know. And I feel like I truly, was saying this to, I think I was talking to my dad the other day, I was like, I feel truly better than I have even when I was in my early 20s. And it takes time. And the weight loss, pre-pregnancy, whether you consider it weight loss, getting your mental state and where, you know, you'd like it to be, which that's a whole other, you know, but it's just, you've got to know it takes time. And I think rather than, you know, where your body changed as you were pregnant, right? To my point where I gained 68 pounds, you know, things were different, right? I still have like huge stretch marks on my hips, which are fine, you know, like that's the only place I got them was right here because my butt got large. And I don't mind that. Like, I like that I got a butt. You know, I've always had a butt, but like, just my point of saying that is the shape of your body is going to change, okay? And for me, like, my boobs didn't get bigger. People always say, oh, you're going to get boobs. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Had to do that myself 3 years after the fact, okay? That's one of the best things I've ever did. I have a video on that. But I'm just saying, like, you kind of have to give your body, as it changed in that dramatic way, you're not going to do something dramatic overnight to change it back. Because that's like a natural process. Like, that's what your body is gonna do, okay? And I hate people say, oh, the healthy weight gain is this or that. My mom's always like, I gave birth and I was 120 something pounds. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't even 120 pounds like before, you know? And people would be shocked. Like, I don't want to say shocked, but I hear people say like the numbers of their weight. And I'm like, it doesn't always equate. People show weight so differently. Just know that I think the best way to do it is just to, after you have a baby, focus on your baby, focus on yourself, your mental health, like whatever you can do to help that. And because we know that's a struggle, but work out when you can, do what you can, do what you want to do. But naturally, if you take care of yourself and you get your head in a place where, okay, I want to take care of myself for my baby, like I want to take care of myself for myself, you know, so I can be a good mom, so I can be a good person or be a good person to myself, right? I think naturally, you're gonna kind of go back to maybe your habits before. Maybe you're gonna be eating like you were before or just gradually, and it's gonna take time. If it took 9 months for your body to change that, it's gonna take at least that time to notice a change. You can't just, some people do, but you're not gonna be like, boom, I got my body back 2 weeks later or 2 months later or sometimes 2 years later, okay? Like 7 years later, I don't wanna say just now, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like it takes time. Wow, and the only thing she said was weight loss tips, and there you have it, I'm telling you. Please show us around your house for fall. I love your style. Thank you. I really do. I like my style too. No. I don't really decorate a lot for like seasons of, okay, I'm gonna put out different things for spring or fall or, you know, a different candle. Fall candles is about as far as it goes. And then of course, like we're big, like we focus on outdoors and stuff. I change up my plants outside. So really it's more of an outdoor situation. And I think in the fall, and I've said this before, the most beautiful thing is looking out the window and seeing the fall foliage and stuff, because where we live, we get beautiful falls. And so I don't really do a lot of that inside other than just like a fall candle. But maybe you just want to see, I don't know. I might do a post soon, right? Do you still love your Givenchy bags? Thanks for thinking of purchasing. Yes, the Antigona is my favorite. And I had many of them over the years. I have the silver and the gray and the black. I still have the black. I think I sold my other two. Do I still have the gray? I think I have the gray. But that large, just black Antigona, nothing better. That is the best bag. I think I'm actually gonna carry, today I'm pre-filming because we have a trip to go on. I'm like, I kind of might pack that for that. So I'm up so early and everything and kind of like putting myself together. But by the time you see this, we'll be back and everything. Not that that matters, but, and I'm not like crazy pre-recording this. This is like Sunday. So it's like, y'all are gonna see this on Friday. Favorite room in your home? It would have to be my little living room area that's connected to the dining room. I love that. I think it's like, you know, like I have a space to work. I have an office space. I have all these things, but whenever I'm gonna like sit, work on a video or sit and work on anything, I prop up my feet. I sit in one of those swivel chairs and I'm just like, oh. Which someone did ask about those chairs. And I did see that when I was looking through these earlier. They said, are the CB2 chairs worth it? Those round boucle chairs that you see, they are so like, you see them everywhere now. And when I bought mine, they weren't so like out there, but I got them like when you first saw them, like when Kylie had hers and it was like, wow, what is that? And it took like 9 months to get them or something crazy. Like they were crazy special order and a lot less expensive than they are now, which I mean, good for them. Like but I will say, like, you know, sometimes you buy things that are trendy or whatever, and I feel like those are just classic, beautiful chairs that I will always have, and they are so comfortable. Even Brad will sit on them, and he's like, I really like these chairs. Everyone always goes to sit in those chairs, and they're swivel. They're just perfect. They're great, and they come in a lot of different fabrics. That you always see them in, like, the ivory boucle, like what I have, but they come in a lot of different fabrics, but I would really recommend those. I just love that room. It's very like zen, and I recently put like one of those little like indoor fountains in there so you can like hear the water. And Livy and I have kind of turned the dining room into like our little craft area. We got like puzzles, and we're doing those little diamond dot things. And favorite piece of decor in your home? Oh, that's hard. Piece of decor. I don't know. Like I wish I would have read this earlier so I could have really thought of something good. Well, it's not in here. I don't know why I'm looking around. I don't know, like a piece of art or there's no, just a special. You know what I really like? I like those crystal picture frames that are on my back, that credenza that's behind my sofa. I would say that credenza might be, and the credenza is great, okay? But it's functional. I keep our pool towels in there because it's right by the back door. I keep like extra serving things. It is huge, but it's beautiful. And, it kind of like holds the lamps behind our sofa too, but it's just the way our house is laid out. Like it's cool because you see that like, when you kind of, I don't know, I love that piece of furniture. But what I was gonna say are the little crystal picture frames on the top of it. And I put those there because they don't like impede the view. And I have like those clear lamps too that are really pretty. But those crystal picture frames I got from Alice Lane a long time ago, and they're very expensive. And my best friend was like, girl, she like sent me this link and they were from Amazon, like half price. So I will link to the Amazon ones. Alice Lane, you tricky. But I love those just because they're just beautiful, but I like the photos in them. I've got like pictures of Olivia and our family and my nephew, and it's just, I don't know, family photos. I love that. But being said, I don't have any pictures of myself really in my house. Maybe a few of me and Olivia, but I am not the person, you're never gonna come into my house and see like a wedding portrait or because we don't have any. That's a whole other story. Or my, I don't know, I'm not into that. Would you ever do just a lifestyle favorites video? Would be so fun to watch. What do you mean? Like, and honestly clarify because I want to know, what do you mean specifically? Like when you say lifestyle favorites, comment below and just tell me like what you mean, because I feel like this channel has become that. I feel like that's all you get. Like on my Instagram, on this, it's just not just sitting and doing makeup and this is that, products. I feel like I do talk about a lot of things, whether it's clothes or things we're doing or just linking to anything that I like. So is that what you mean? Or be specific about lifestyle because I might be missing what you're saying. Because I do feel like I kind of do a lot, but I want to know what you mean. Fave Hermes handbag. I know people are very like, and I was like this too. I was like the Birkin, like so ugly, who cares? When you see pictures of the Birkin, it's flapped over, it looks like a totally different bag. But when you actually carry it, it looks like a tote. My Birkin, which is, oh my gosh, is it the 30? It's a 30, right? Perfect size, it's black, it has like the silver hardware, it's very like edgy looking, but it's still classic. I think that's a great bag. The Kellys, I really like those too. I know it's like basic, they're the Kelly or the this, but I know it's like a basic thing to say. And they're so expensive, and it is like, it's a whole thing. It's like stupid. But I will say, if you're asking this question, you're already, I really like the Garden Party. It's more accessible. Like, you can go get it. It's an expensive bag, but they have them at the stores. You don't have to play some game to get it or be on like some I mean, it was hard for me to even get my black one because she was like, we never get these, and we have one. Maybe she was just saying that, but no, she wasn't. She's nice, okay? Fully not trying to like offend my sales associate in any way. But I will say that bag is so easy, the Garden Party, and I didn't get the large one. Now I'm so confused on the sizes. I don't have the large one. There's two sizes. I have the smaller one, and they were only a couple $100 off in price when I was going to buy them. And I say only, that's a lot of money. But if you're thinking of spending an Hermes bag, you need to just get what you want. At that point, you're not penny pinching. At that point, like, you're investing in this bag. So if you want the bigger one and that's what you want, then spend the extra little bit to get it. Then spend the extra money to get that. So it wasn't about that. It was just about, like, the larger one didn't feel right. The smaller one actually felt right, but it's kind of like a little top-handled tote style. And I really, really like that bag. I get in modes of carrying that, and just, it's one of those bags you could carry and just not change out of it. It's such a good one. And mine has like the little nubby letter. Best vacay besides Paris. Oh my gosh, I'm dying to go back to Paris. We are planning a Paris trip, which I'm so excited about. We are gonna do it like so right. I'm so excited. I would say, because I've been once, you know, so I can't really say, but okay, next vacay besides Paris. Next vacay. I thought you were saying best vacay. Well, we're going somewhere this week, but it's not like a big place. We've got a couple things coming up in the fall. I've got a work thing in the fall, and then we've got like a big other thing planned, and then something at Christmas. But I don't know, like, I mean, beach trips are really like our fave. Would you go back to blonde again? Never say never, but I have zero urge. Someone asked me about that the other day. Like, my hair is 100% my natural color now, and I'm into it. Like, I really like, I mean, who knew my natural color was what color my hair is supposed to be and complementary to my skin? Who knew? And here's the thing, when it first started growing out, which a lot of us, if you've been, and y'all know I was very blonde for many years, back and forth, but very blonde, okay? When it first starts growing out, you don't let it get past, well, I would, but you don't let it get past like a certain point. Those first roots that come in look like crap, and you're like, oh, look at that, I need to color that. But then once it grows out, you might be surprised that your natural color is nice.